Hi, I'm Terry Meixel with the St. James Anniversary Legacy Project Committee here at St. James Lutheran Church in Columbus, Ohio. And the committee's mission is to plan the celebration in next year of the congregation's 175th anniversary. It was founded in 1847, and the opening of our church building in 1872. And part of that project is the refreshment and enhancement of some of the work in the church sanctuary for current and future generations of St. James members to enjoy. With me is John Martin, the president of Martin Painting and Coating, who will do some of the beautification work in the sanctuary. John, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate it. So to start, why don't you tell us a little bit about your company, and does your company work often on churches?
We do. I'm second generation, so we've been around for a while. And we do a fair amount of churches in Central Ohio and in Ohio. And this project for us, it's so much fun to work on some of these more historic buildings or older buildings to where they preserve the plaster and the architecture. So this is one of them, and we're tickled to work on it.
Great. Now, you spent a good piece of 2 days, I guess, in here, just looking at the church, getting the feel of it, contemplating what the church looked like. What are your thoughts about the current appearance of the St. James Sanctuary?
So I like the architecture. We've got great architecture to work with. The colors, and that's primarily where we come in, could use a little bit updating. Not a huge change, but probably simplest to say lightening up and brightening. Some of the colors are a little bit richer would be nice, and just a little bit of updating.
Mm-hmm. So, what is planned for the altar area?
So in the altar area, the ceiling of the altar area may go a softer white, or we may bring the wall color all the way up. The wall color is blue. We like that blue, but maybe a little bit richer. That would come from some of the windows. The stained glass windows have a nice rich blue in it. So we're looking at pulling that blue and putting it on the walls of the altar area. The doors in the altar area will be painted in with the wall so that there's not attention drawn to them. Same with the ductwork.
Okay. So what about the ceiling and the murals of the sanctuary area? What do you have planned for that?
So the ceiling in the sanctuary is a little bit stark right now, so we want to soften that. It'll stay white or an off-white, just to soften it a little bit. The panels in the ceiling will remain. They'll be enhanced with a little bit more substantial framing around them. The colors may be updated a little bit, as well as the stencil down the center of the ceiling, updating the colors and maybe bordering it a little bit.
Okay. So some congregation members have expressed concern about the murals, in particular the refreshment in general, just whether it would be too much of a radical change. What would you tell these folks?
Not radical at all. Not radical at all. This is not a renovation. This is really a enhancement. It's cleaning. It's brightening. It's enhancing the colors. It's a little bit dated, not the design, just the colors, and some of the harshness, transition lines. It's probably going to feel like this space feels different or a lot better, but I can't really tell what until you look deep, at the details.
Okay.
We met John Martin last spring when the windows were all out, stained glass windows were out. And he came in and he commented what a nice warm church we have, but he would love to see it with the stained glass windows in. So after they returned, it was a beautiful spring day, and I let Mr. Martin into the sanctuary, and he spent all afternoon here trying to determine different colors and things that could be done. And I was extremely impressed with that. Plus, he showed us several examples of other churches that he has restored. And the basic idea is with these panels on the ceiling is not to change them, but to enhance them. They've gotten very dim over the years. And what he is planning on doing will be nothing less than artwork. we're very glad to have him working with us, and we're very proud of what we're going to do. Thank you.
Also part of the project is work being done by Hamilton contractors. This includes framing the window opening in the choir loft and installing a stained glass window that, before the 2006 church addition, was above the door in the room behind the pulpit. Also, the round stained glass depiction of Jesus, which once hung above the altar where the image of Jesus in Gethsemane is now, will be mounted in the narthex above the choir room doors. Also planned is to recess the wall behind the statues of Moses, Aaron, Paul, and Peter to make their bases more stable and to prevent the images from being blackened by soot from the altar candles. Finally, a trim piece to match the trim on the altar will be made and installed around the Gethsemane window. Removed from the budget was a proposed restoration of the original church steeple and the construction of a wheeled glass case to enclose it. The money for that project will be used elsewhere, and a different location will be found for the steeple. So when will the project take place? I know to speed up the project, services will be held in the fellowship hall for a short period of time. How long do you think the project will take, and when do you think it's going to start?
So it'll be a winter project. These things are ideal between Christmas and Easter. January start, finish up in February. It'll be 4 to 5 weeks project.
John, thank you so much for your time. We greatly appreciate it. For more information on the project, or if you're considering a donation, feel free to call the church at 614-878-5158 or send email to St. James, Saint, that's abbreviated, st.james.lc@sbcglobal.net, N-E-T. Thank you so much for watching. We hope to see you on Sundays.